4 shots to become a nightmare for your opponents. These 4 pickleball shots will help you get to 4.0. As a pickleball player who is growing, you have undoubtedly been absorbing content voraciously and studying methods, the appropriate basics and techniques for hitting dinks, drops, volleys, and drives. Mastering these shots is essential to become a more proficient pickleball player. Today we will share some of the best pickleball shots, many of which are advanced shots to add to your arsenal. Although some are frequently called upon during a match, others are simply intended to surprise your opponents, and as such are infrequently used, but all have a purpose. Now let's get right into the video. Nearly 5 million people in the US regularly participate in the sport of pickleball. The game's popularity has skyrocketed due to its ease of use and entertaining nature. All across the world, courts can be found where people of all ages can play and compete against one another. At the same time, it can be quite competitive at the highest levels of ability, necessitating good ball placement and accurate shooting. The game of pickleball is about much more than just goofing off on the court, as any player with a 4.0 or above rating can attest. Mastering a few number of specialized shots is essential if you want to reach a high level of performance in this sport. If you want to improve your pickleball skills, there are 4 primary shots you should work on. This video will cover each of these shots in detail so you can begin incorporating them into the game. Let's get started. Number 1, the punch volley. Pickleball's punch volley is widely regarded as one of the game's most crucial shots. This shot, which is typically taken from the non-volley zone, grants you control of the match and opens up opportunities for you personally. A punch volley is played with the intention of keeping the ball low and is deliberately positioned in the court of the opponent. Imagine that one of your deep shots forces your opponents to retreat towards the baseline. At this point in time, a well-placed punch volley is the move that should be executed. To begin, locate yourself at the NVZ line or in the immediate vicinity. After that, get into your ready stance by standing your knees and leaning slightly forward with your weight. While you're waiting for your opponent to return your shot, you should get your mind set what you want to do with the ball once it's returned to you. When the ball is sent in your direction by your opponents, you should direct your attention to a location along the sidewall, preferably close to one of your players. Maintain a distance between you and your opponent and stop them from getting any closer. The objective is to force them to continue fighting in an arena that they already control. One thing you should be avoiding is making a low blow on the ball, since this increases the likelihood of it going too low and colliding with the net. If it is successful in getting over the net, there is a significant possibility that it would land in the non-volley zone, which would defeat the objective of a properly executed punch volley. In a similar spirit, you do not want to hit a volley that is too choppy, too short, or lacking strength. Instead, you should concentrate on driving the ball as deep as you can into the territory of your opponent while keeping it low and close to the sidewall. Your competitors will have a difficult time returning your shot, giving you more influence over the tempo of the game. This will ensure that you have the upper hand. Now, before we move ahead to talk about more game-changing pickleball tips, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing more informative pickleball content to you. Your little contribution means a lot for us. Number 2, the third shot drop. The third shot drop is an additional crucial shot in pickleball, and it's advantageous when attempting to advance the action to the non-volley zone. In fact, it would be effective against a non-volley zone positioned opponent employing the punch volley. The majority of pickleball advice is to hit low and quickly to avoid pop-ups and other volleying errors. However, you must still evaluate your position on the court. If you are too far from the goal, you need time to get into a favorable position. A quick, low shot is ineffective. You may need to execute a third shot drop this time. Focus on hitting the ball slightly higher and positioning it near one of your opponent's feet instead of trying to reach the net. This will slow down the situation, giving you time to get into position. And since you're attempting to gain time, shoot as slowly as possible. In tense times, a third shot drop can also help you regain control of the game. Let's imagine you're at a near net and the action is quick and chaotic. Now is the time to take a step back and slow down. Hit a long, high third shot drop to gain a few moments of time. Depending on your opponent's play style and strength, it may be a good idea to employ the third shot drop as a change-up during the game, occasionally throwing in something new to throw them off. Keep this item in your arsenal, as you will find it useful on numerous occasions. However, keep in mind that this is one of the most difficult shots in pickleball. You don't want to simply lob the ball and risk an aggressive return shot. Instead, devote time to practicing the third shot drop and mastering its execution so you can maintain control of the game when it matters most. Number 3, the dink shot. Finally, pickleball players with a rating of 4.0 or higher require an effective dink shot to complete the task. This shot is easy execution, but frequently requires finesse to execute properly. There are 2 primary sorts of dinks, defensive and offensive. Defensive dink. The objective of a defensive dink is to return the game to neutral. If you find yourself in difficulties as a result of an aggressive play or a hard-hitting shot, the defensive dink might help you regain your footing. To play this shot, try tossing the ball delicately over the net and towards your opponents. Keep it in the non-volley zone to thwart your onslaught. This will allow you to regroup and regain control of the game, reducing your opponent's chances of scoring a major point. Aggro dink. If you like to utilize an aggressive dink shot, you must take advantage of your momentum. For instance, if you put your opponent in a difficult position, you may counter with a neutral or dead dink. Do not respond with the same type of insult. Instead, attempt to profit on their error. Achieve an aggressive dink by targeting open space. It will force your opponent to move laterally, putting them on their heels. As they move back and forth, they are likely to completely miss the ball or take poor shot. In any case, you have the upper hand. The cross-court dink volley is when you take a dink shot hit by your opponent out of the air and softly volley it back cross-court, such that the ball lands harmlessly in your opponent's non-volley zone, making it difficult to attack. The removal of the ball from the air accomplishes 2 goals. First, it allows you to gain time on your opponent. Second, it prohibits you from retreating and backing away from the non-volley line. Establishing and maintaining position at the non-volley line is always a solid strategy, and as a result, the cross-court dink volley is an incredibly valuable shot in pickleball. In situations where your opponents have drawn you wide with a dink and around the post shot is unavailable, the best shot is to re-enter the rally is a short lofted dink into the center of your opponent's non-volley zone. This shot will minimize your opponent's angles and allow you time to regain your position. Number 4, cross-court inside-out forehand drop shot. This is one of my favorite shots to hit from the odd side when my opponents are on the non-volley line and I'm close to the baseline. With a little topspin that arrives at the opponent's backhand feet on the opposite side of the court, this shot is often unassailable. That's it for today's video. Congratulations for learning how to play pickleball at a level of 4.0 or higher. Whether you're now to this level of play or looking to refresh your skills, these 3 shots are an excellent place to begin. Concentrate on consistency and routinely practicing each of them so that you may master them all in no time. Good luck. So, what criteria do you follow when selecting shots in pickleball? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow picklers. Also, if you love pickleball, then make sure to watch this next video on our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.